News.
Good morning. Nice to begin the week with you here on 3+U. Hope you had a fun weekend and now looking forward to a fun week ahead. If you're looking to make some plans for your summer, we thought we would kick off the show with a reminder of the fun you could have up in Murphy, North Carolina. We had a chance to go up there back in May as they got ready for a spring festival, but we had such a good time taking in the beauty of their town. We thought we would remind you of that fun this morning. So to kick things off with the show today, here's a little bit of a repeat of an interview that we did with Laura LaChance and the town of Murphy, North Carolina. Then we'll take you to a great barbecue joint. So we've moved just a little bit from downtown Murphy to one of the many scenic spots here, still really in downtown Murphy. Laura LaChance has been the tour guide to bring us to this beautiful spot. She's the downtown director for the town of Murphy. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Julie. Thanks for taking the trip here.
We are technically on what looks like now to be a river, but in just a few short weeks, it's going to be risen, right, to be the lake.
That's right. Yeah, we're at the point where the Valley River and the Hiwassee River merge. We call this Confluence Point.
Okay.
And yes, just beyond here, this area the water will rise. This is water that is controlled by the Tennessee Valley Authority, okay. And so during the summer, they let the water rise so recreation can happen on this lake. And so boating and swimming and kayaking and canoeing and fishing, it's a great place.
So for those of us in the Tennessee Valley area, if we've got boats of our own, we can bring them up here and the boat ramp where we'll be ready to go.
That's right? Yes, and there's a boat ramp right behind us, and there's another boat ramp in another part of town that you can take and then explore all of Lake Hiwassee.
When we were talking with Rebecca earlier about the spring festival coming up, one of the things that we focused on was the mixture that we'll see that weekend and always really here in Murphy of locals and out-of-towners. We witnessed that firsthand on our way down here this morning because on the path coming down, we've met two couples, one of whom is very active in your arts history and preservation here.
They are, yes. The couple that we spoke to are really active in maintaining this river walk as well as talking about the history and the art of the area. So we've got a lot of great volunteers that help make Murphy a great place to live.
I guess it's those attractions too, the scenery here, that does make it such an enticing thing for people to come and either visit or relocate, because while here we've got the water, you were telling me that just right up above us is another place that's great if you enjoy mountain biking.
Mountain biking, yeah, for both mountain biking and hiking. It's called Piney Knob Trail System, and it's just a few miles up the road this way. And it's also maintained by the town of Murphy and the SABA, which is our local bicycle organization, and it's 13 and a half miles of mountain biking trails. Wow. So and hiking as well, and it's gorgeous. I often go up there with my dog and either mountain bike or run or walk, and you feel like you're a million miles away. It's just a beautiful place.
You do, even here, you can kind of feel like you're far away, and yet you're not. I mentioned how close we are to downtown, and I think there's some cars going up over our heads, so you know you're not really far away. But it's kind of a romantic feeling, I think, when you're walking these paths and you wonder who came here before you. Y'all have got historical markers all along.
We do. Along the river walk, there are a dozen or more historical markers where you can take your phone and scan a QR code, and it will give you an audio file of something about the Riverwalk. Some of it is history, some of it is natural history, some of it talks about the wildlife in the area or vegetation. It's a variety of different audio files.
I think that's such a great idea, because I'm thinking back to when my kids were growing up and we would stop and try to read the plaque. One would enjoy it, one hated it.
True.
So, if you've got it, and everybody has a phone, so they can listen while they walk and learn in their own way.
Exactly.
Okay, now you were telling me a bit of trivia. So where we put in, before we walk down the path here, There's some public parking, and there was a house across the street. And you were telling me something about something that family discovered years ago.
Yes. So right across the street is the Palmer family, and they've lived there for generations. And it was one of their ancestors that in 1840 was digging a footer for a house and discovered a statue that I think was about 3 feet tall,
Yeah.
and they think that it's a statue representing the Moon-Eyed people.
Moon-eyed people.
That's right. The Moon-Eyed people the legend is that they lived in this area even before the Cherokee were here. And they were a people who they wouldn't come out except at night. They didn't come out during the day, and so the statue was found there, and the statue made its way to a lot of different places before finally ending up at our museum in downtown. So the Cherokee County Historical Museum has that statue of the Moon-Eyed people.
So you can do it however you choose. When you're here, you can go to the museum and then come walk the river walk, or you can go in reverse. I know we're kind of talking to you as the spring season is emerging. It's going to be here before you know it. Y'all do a lot for the 4th of July. So as people are planning for the summer months to come, just book early and come spend some time?
Yeah. We have a lot of different types of accommodations and hotels that in both downtown as well as scattered throughout the county. But 4th of July definitely is our busiest time, that week before and after 4th of July. So booking early is definitely a good idea.
You really have to come here to see it to believe it. One of our coworkers said every time she comes up, she thinks, how can I figure out a way to be in Chattanooga and Murphy all at the same time? It's just beautiful.
Yeah, we've got so many things. I mean, we've got this river walk, which is 4 miles, that is right next to downtown. So you can shop downtown and you can walk right down here and enjoy it. We talked about mountain biking, but on the lake itself, you can go kayaking and canoeing and boating and tubing and swimming, and we just have a plethora of different outdoor activities this time of year and in the summer.
And we've seen now 4 couples go by. You haven't seen them because we've had to pause the camera. All of them smiling, all of them friendly. So you'll feel very welcomed here, and you're going to work up an appetite when you're out hitting the trails. So when we come back, we're going to take you to a local restaurant, get you some good barbecue. So